Hello, and welcome to a very special Nasdaq interview honoring Black History Month. I'm your host, Alana Visconti, and joining me today is Gina Loften, Black Women on Board's member and former Chief Technology Officer of Microsoft US. Welcome, Gina. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
As you know, we're honoring Black History Month at Nasdaq by educating and amplifying the stories of our listed companies and partners who are working to advocate towards Black health and wealth. Why don't you start by introducing yourself, Black Women on Boards, and your relationship working with them along your career journey?
Currently, I am a independent board director, but most recently I was, as you said, the Chief Technology Officer for Microsoft US. I've had a 25 plus year career in tech at both IBM and Microsoft, in roles in sales and consulting and research and engineering and development. So across the spectrum of what technical talent can bring to the marketplace, and certainly in roles that align with emerging businesses or multi-billion-dollar impact to the organization. And in those roles, I gained the insights that I use today in the boardroom, in private boards, in public boards, and my nonprofit boards. And so I had the opportunity to get connected with Black women on boards at the end of 2020, and certainly through a relationship that I formed with the founder, Merlene Santil, and to talk about my journey on what do I do next as I plan to retire. And so one of the conversations that we had was her vision of helping Black women get on boards, helping them apply the operator experience that they've acquired throughout their careers, and why those insights and those capabilities are valuable in the boardroom. And so over the past year, with working with Merlene and Black Women on Boards, I've been able to join 2 public boards, 2 private equity Black boards, and just recently joined the Board of Trustees for TIAA.
Please share why you feel that it's important to include diversity at all levels of the workforce and what organizations like NASDAQ can do to help promote diversity at all levels.
The research shows that diversity in teams brings about better outcomes, and diversity in the boardroom and in organization brings about better results. And so as you begin to think about what diversity brings to the table, it's better critical thinking, better decision making, better ideas coming up from the organizations. And so as you think about what companies are trying to do in launching new products or new services, or improving their processes, or think about the future of their organization, diversity is a critical element to the success of that. And so companies should be bringing that at all levels of the organization, and certainly critical that they're bringing that into their boardrooms.
You've mentioned wanting your work to drive impact. What tools have you received throughout your career that have helped you do that? And what tools can NASDAQ offer to Black employees to give them the opportunities they need to drive impact?
Yeah, I was able to join the workforce after completing my engineering degree at North Carolina A&T. So I started certainly as an engineer, but the tools I acquired throughout my career were being able to have roles of increasing responsibility and roles outside of just my technical acumen, building my leadership acumen and my business acumen. So in sales and consulting, roles that allow me to have global opportunities, whether they be international assignments or leading global teams, roles that allow me to build my financial acumen, because that was going to be needed as a future executive or a future business leader. So those are critical opportunities that need to be made available for all employees throughout their careers, and certainly Black employees as they begin to get the types of business acumen and technical acumen to be able to sit into the C-suite one day.
You've mentioned education and opportunities as being key for advancement. What type of events and initiatives does Black Women on Boards offer to support this within the Black community?
I'll first start with workshops and seminars that we do about explaining the board process, why boards exist, what's important in terms of bringing your knowledge to the board, but also thinking about financial literacy and access to health and access to financing and access to even broader education. So we bring those types of seminars and we bring that expertise that we as female executives are able to bring into our communities, whether we're talking to students or whether we're talking to young professionals or whether we're talking to mid-career or senior professionals who want to be able to build that capability in their roles as they're increasing roles into their organizations, or if they want to bring that experience to boards. We talk about things that allow women, especially Black women, to create wealth, because wealth creation, education, and expertise is something we typically don't get along the way. So Black Women on Boards has a tremendous focus on helping Black women not just have the opportunity to sit in important board seats, but wealth creation along the way for themselves, their families, and the communities in which they live and serve.
Well, thank you, Gina, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Until next time, NASDAQ followers, I'm Alana Visconti, signing off.